This is one of the most difficult sets of lights I ever made. They're vintage lights from the 1960s or 70s maybe. Genuine new old stock that came with the boxes and even the retail pricing stickers. In order to get a high-powered light engine into a vintage or antique host, what you have to do is make a new flashlight that slips into the vintage host and mates with the irregular curves as fluidly as possible because of how the switch works. If any metal from the light engine contacts the host body, the engine will become connected to the batteries and the light will remain on at all times regardless of the switch position. One solution is to build the light engine from aluminum and then sleeve the entire thing in a non-conductive material like acetyl. Unfortunately, this would mean very little heat is transferred from the light engine to the body of the flashlight. What I prefer to do instead is electrically isolate the driver. I build the upper portion of the light engine so it mates with the head and body of the host. The driver is isolated from the top portion of the engine by a layer of high-temp plastic. Then I just need to make sure the lower portion doesn't make any contact with the flashlight body. This results in heat transfer at the head end for the LED, which means I can run the light engine at just under 700 lumens pretty much indefinitely. The other thing that introduced complexity into this build was the customer wanted to take the light engine from the 2D Everready and put it into the 2D Rayovac. Same thing for the C-cell lights. First Maglite 2D, then Rayovac 2D. The Rayovac 2D. Now the Everready 2C. D-cell, C-cell. On the left, we see the D-cell has a narrower beam with fairly crisp edges, where the C-cell is wider and has a softer cloud-like beam.